We're calling up our next speaker. He's someone who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Triumphant. Put your hands together for Joshua Triumphant. Please make it louder. Make it louder.
Good evening. Good evening. All right. So the next 30 minutes is going to be very, very interesting as we try to bring this thing to a close. So I'm looking at everybody. I don't know. When Martin came in, Martin not greeting. I'm not going to greet him. So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to recognize him. So I'm not. This is me not recognizing him. No. I'm just using that to say that I will not recognize him. But so good to see everybody. I just there's no time, so I just want to get into what I want to say. Please, there's a part of my slide I want you to put up. The first page of the slide. That's all. I want to share something about the character of the next 5 years. There's a word. This slide, the first page of that slide, I created it in 2020. And I'm saying that story because of the point I want to make. It means the major part of the slide, I created this in 2020. And it is interesting that the conversation and the idea of what I understood about this decade, halfway into this decade, I'm even realizing more so why I was having those conversations earlier. Will I get the slide or should I just continue? The keyword is about contingent advantage. Contingent advantage. The idea of contingent advantage is that it is context-driven. The idea about contingent advantage is that it is driven by context, which means that all of what will be possible in 2025, all of what will be possible from 2026 to 2030 will be directly related to everything that has happened to you between 2020 and 2025. Please listen to me. The idea of contingent advantage is that it opens a unique window. That window is only possible by the alignment of a couple of things happening in that particular context. For instance, we are in a political context right now that mandates that there will be the rise of a few new politicians. Does that make sense? It means that the rise of the next political leaders is contingent on all of the crises happening today. Are you with me? Are you with me? It means that what is contingent and the context of that contingency is tied to all of the actions that you have played, that has happened to you in the last 5 years. So the four brackets of persons that need this sort of awakening or this sort of reminder, the four brackets of persons is, okay, so you started this decade in one context. Let's say you, for instance, Havox has started the decade in 2020. You're already doing your Havox, right? So you started Havox. In 2020 you were already in your tech business, or in 2020 you were already doing whatever. The idea is that all of the actions that has happened since 2020 till today will be the bed upon which all of what will happen to you from 2026 to 2030 rests upon. Now, this 2026 is not the year for you to forget your past. As a matter of fact, I advocate that only God has capacity to forget past. You should not forget your past. The only knowledge available for you in terms of real prescience and what we are able to forecast with is your past. If you look in any business book, in any business if you enter any business account, all of what you know about the business is all of what they have spent money on. All right? Now, you can tell so much about a person, essentially. So, how should you approach the next 5 years? Number one, you must embrace crisis. When there is blood on the street, what do? Oh, look at you people now. You buy. When there is blood on the street, you buy. When there is blood on the streets, you do what? You buy. You buy time. You buy people. You buy resource. You buy properties. The next 5 years, you must embrace crisis. Don't be part of the people that when the next big news cracks, breaks, there's somebody I don't call his name. You go and do video. I say, I don't understand what's happening in this country. Drop your phone and try to understand what message is this crisis bringing? And how do I decode the contingency? And how that contingency moves me to the front line? That must be your obsession in the next 5 years. Nothing else. In your industry, in your church, in your family life, in your personal life, and how you navigate yourself. This must be your focus. This crisis, what contingent advantage does it present to me? And how can I decode that contingency and move to the front line? Oh, because regardless of what happens on the news, there's a big difference between what is happening and what is going on. There is a big difference between what is happening and what is going on. Embrace crisis. Embrace crisis. The second character is that you must pursue liquidity. Please listen what I mean by liquidity. You must be time liquid. Please first. Because as I look now, Mrs. Tupore she's already understand. No. First, you must be time liquid. It means that the investment of your time must be strategic in how you deploy it. You must be time liquid now. You must be time liquid. In the next 5 years, there will be opportunity that only time can give you, and you must be able to invest that time. Otherwise, you can't grab it. You must be cash liquid because when there's blood on the streets, it's time to buy. Be liquid. Embrace crisis. 2026 is a bad year. It's a bad year. B-E-D. 2026 is a bad year. It's a bad year. It's a bad year. And like I said, I was here like a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling them, I said, you have to accept responsibility for the next 30 years. The next 30 years does not start in 2026. The next 30 years starts in 2030. Please listen. The next 30 years does not begin in 2026. The next 30 years begins 2030. The next 5 years is the same as the last 5 years, or the next 5 years is equal to a decade. In terms of what is possible in the next 5 years is equal to a decade. Please listen. Please listen. 5 years in terms of what is possible is equal to a decade. Now, one of the things that I'm most excited about is that the next 5 years, the energy to correct exists inside of it. The energy to correct. It means even if you spend 2020 to 2025 doing stupid things, if you start now, in the next 5 years, your next 30 years begins. And there are a few persons that this message is a call out to. There are a few persons that this message is a call out to. The idea is that as you listen to what I'm saying, there is light being mobilized into your consciousness, and then that illumination is what attracts the next level of ideas that will shift you into this continued advantage. There's continued advantage for everybody is available. Now, the problem is, do not underestimate the amount of work it takes to enter into the 1%. Do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate the level of ignorance that you have become comfortable with. Do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate the gap between you and the most successful person you know. You know, one of the encouragers of weak minds is how they interpret the gap between them and the next person in front of them. You know, it is comfortable to say, no mind and grace. One of the most comfortable things to say is, don't mind him, it's grace. You know, it's not even grace. Grace is a big word. Let me know it's not grace. No man and luck. Waiting be startup where I no be found. Abi? Waiting be startup where I no be found. Waiting be business where I no be run. Waiting be motor where I no be buy. Waiting you want to talk where I no go talk. Do not underestimate the amount of ignorance you are comfortable with. What should you do? As you close out the year, this, many will hear these things. Few people will act. That's the character of 2026 anyways. It's the character of 2026. But what do you do as you close out the year? Refuse to be distracted. There's nothing like the end of the year. It's just a fragment of as a matter of fact, the more complex way to put it is that it's a commercial invention. It's a commercial invention. Don't be distracted. If your year did not deserve dirty December, wash it. If your year does not deserve, some of you are. Let me stand in front of Mrs. Tuber. Some of you are now. You are already planning to do two things: to borrow money to celebrate end of year, or to burn through your savings. Okay, I should put it closer. To burn through your savings to celebrate end of what year? End of what year? So as you they don't try me. Okay. Listen. You see, when somebody that have tried is saying they have tried, allow them celebrate their dryness. But you that you are looking at me, ask yourself, you don't try. Listen. You see. Part of the energy that you have to fight is that you can convert all of your excuses into something funny. No, you can't. And it's okay. It's okay. Tap yourself on the back for work you didn't put in. No, tap yourself on the back for work you didn't put in. And encourage yourself in that idea. Nobody will fight with you. But the space that we are discussing about in terms of what is possible. I'm not talking about you are making a few bucks from doing drop shipping, or you're a graphic designer, or I'm talking about cultural architects. I'm talking about social innovators. I'm not discussing about what you eat and what you drink. No. I'm talking about that there is possibility in the next 5 years for new world changers to arise. That's what the people I'm discussing about. I'm not talking about I want to make money in 2026 so that I can take my money. No. I'm talking about, can you take responsibility to be part of the architects of our next decades? That's my call. That's my call out. That's my call out, because we can pay lip service to the ideas of social innovation and social change and what is possible within a group. We can pay lip service to it. But when it's time, can we organize? Can we mobilize? And can we direct lights in that direction? The church as you know it will change. No. The church as you know it, forget. There will be no more space for weakness. I'm not talking about weakness in terms of the weakness that easily betters. So I mean, weak men will fade away in the rising that's about to happen. I'm talking about the fact that there will be the new type of innovators will be technological operators, because what will become easy technology in the next 5 years is what is complex technology now. Because the cost of production, you know what is called cost of production? The type of innovation happening right now, it is eating into what it costs to produce. If you saw the news yesterday, Netflix just bought Warner Brothers. That is the introduction into a new decade of possibilities. That Netflix has bought Warner Brothers. When you see these signs, do you know what it means? Netflix. Do you know what it means that Netflix bought Warner Brothers? When you see these things, do you know what it means? And what new type of social innovators needs to rise? I want you to embrace this responsibility. I want you to embrace this responsibility. Let weak minds be weak minds. There will always be weak minds among us. As a matter of fact, the whole idea of strength is because strength can challenge weakness. So let those who be weak be weak. Let those who be fools be fools. But can you embrace a new type of a new sense of how you want to move in the next 5 years? And what your emphasis is going to be? Please go back to my second slide. Let me end this thing so that we can receive apostle. Please go back to my second slide. My second slide, quickly. Baz, go and sit down. The second slide, the second. All right. The modern man is a rebel and a skeptic and will not entirely trust anything. He has no loyalty, therefore he can never be really a revolutionist. And the fact that he doubts everything really gets in his way when he wants to denounce anything. For all denunciation implies a moral doctrine of some kind. And the modern revolutionist doubts not only the institution he denounces, but the doctrine by which he denounces it. In short, the modern revolutionist, being an infinite skeptic, is always engaging in undermining his own minds. In his book on politics, he attacks men for trampling on morality. In his books on ethics, he attacks morality for trampling on men. Therefore, the modern man is a revolt and has become practically useless for all purposes of revolt. By rebelling against everything, he has lost his right to rebel against anything. And this is the world that you must find stability in. And command attention for yourself in a way that impacts society. You cannot do it being foolish. No, you cannot. No. I want to invite you to a sane side. I want to invite you to
put your hands together for Joshua. Please, everybody, stand to your feet. Stand to your feet, everybody. Stand to your feet, everybody.